10 Survival Rules the Wise Never Forget. Throughout human history, power has always been a subject both fascinating and terrifying. People admire it, pursue it, yet also fear it. But power does not only reside in thrones, armies, or wealth. Power exists in every thought, every action, and every relationship. And one of the sharpest thinkers who ever analyzed power, not with dreamy ideals, but with the cold eyes of reality, was Niccolò Machiavelli. Machiavelli left behind principles that appear harsh, even ruthless. But if read carefully, we will see that beneath this surface lies a profound truth. To live strong and unshaken in an uncertain world, we must understand the nature of human beings, and from there, forge a mind as solid as steel. This essay unfolds 10 eternal principles of power in the spirit of Machiavelli, not merely to rule others, but more importantly, to conquer ourselves, to become undefeatable. Principle 1, Knowledge is power. Power does not stem from brute force but from understanding. A man with muscles but no mind easily becomes a puppet of the intelligent. A nation rich in resources but poor in knowledge will be manipulated by others. All such examples prove, knowledge is the foundation of all forms of power. In today's world, knowledge is even more crucial. When information is a weapon, whoever holds the truth has the advantage. Machiavelli believed that a wise ruler must constantly learn, read history, and observe people. Only by grasping the essence can one avoid mistakes and seize opportunities. But knowledge is not mere data. It must be transformed into wisdom, the ability to see through appearances, to read hidden motives behind actions. Those who understand deeply are rarely surprised, for they have already seen the bigger picture. This preparation is what makes them unshakable. So, if you want to be strong, invest endlessly in learning. Read history to understand the cycles of power. Study psychology to uncover human nature. Learn arts and sciences to broaden your vision. Only when your mind is sharp enough can you steer your destiny instead of being swept away. Principle 2, Accept cold reality. One of the most dangerous illusions is to believe that the world is always fair. Machiavelli pointed out that life does not operate on absolute fairness but on interests, power, and instincts. The naive are easily crushed, while those who face reality directly can turn it to their favor. Accepting cold reality does not mean becoming pessimistic or heartless. It means seeing things as they are, no illusions added, no truths removed. If someone betrays you, recognize that betrayal is part of human nature, instead of wasting time in lament. If a plan fails, find the real cause instead of blaming fate. Strength of mind arises from this sobriety. Those who accept reality are less hurt because they don't cling to fantasies. They know loyalty has limits, love can fade, and power is always fragile. Once accepted, they act more wisely, more realistically. Machiavelli once advised, not every time will the good triumph. Therefore, do not only learn how to be good, but also how to confront evil. Such clarity makes a person truly strong, not easily defeated by life's shocks. Principle 3, Control your emotions. In the game of power, the easily angered are the most easily manipulated. Others need only press your weak spot to make you lose composure and commit mistakes. Therefore, Machiavelli stressed, true power lies in mastering emotions. This does not mean becoming an unfeeling machine. It means knowing when to express and when to withhold. A burst of anger at the right time may strike fear. But constant rage only diminishes your worth. Meanwhile, cold silence can at times inspire more dread than 1,000 shouts. Emotional control allows broader vision. Without being swept by anger or fear, you can assess situations objectively and decide wisely. This is what distinguishes leaders from the led. In daily life, whenever you feel like exploding, pause and ask, does this reaction serve my long-term interest? If not, choose silence, or a smile. Calmness amidst chaos is not only admirable but also the weapon of the strong. Principle 4, Discipline, the pillar of strength. Without discipline, knowledge and emotions are useless. Discipline is the bridge that turns ideas into reality, goals into achievements. Machiavelli knew that a leader without discipline would soon fall into luxury, laziness, and eventually lose everything. Discipline is not just about controlling small habits but also about committing to great visions. With discipline, you don't wait for inspiration to act. You still write when you don't feel like writing. You still train when your body craves rest. You still work when your mind wants to procrastinate. Such constancy builds enduring strength. In modern life full of temptations, discipline is invaluable. The disciplined know how to manage time, stay focused, and maintain long-term energy. They are like warriors, not noisy, but steady in every step. Discipline also brings freedom. It may sound paradoxical, But when you control yourself, you are no longer a slave to bad habits, fickle emotions, or external conditions. You master yourself, and thus, master your life. Principle 5, learn silence and observation. In a noisy world, silence sets one apart. Machiavelli understood that words can betray us, while silence preserves power. When you are silent, others reveal themselves, they talk too much, boast, expose their weaknesses. Meanwhile, you, with quiet observation, gather valuable information. Silence is not weakness, it is strategy. People fear silence because they cannot guess your thoughts. This unpredictability gives you an edge. Observation is also an art. It is not just seeing the surface but reading body language, tone, eyes. These tiny details reveal more than 1,000 words. The keen observer is always ahead, having seen the seeds before problems arise. In communication, speak less and listen more. In relationships, let others reveal themselves before you decide. And in critical moments, let your silence itself become pressure. Sometimes, the greatest power lies in what is left unsaid. Principle 6, know when to be ruthless. Compassion is noble, but misplaced, it can destroy you. Machiavelli believed that to maintain order and protect what matters, one must at times be ruthless. Not out of cruelty, but because weakness leads to chaos far more brutal. A leader too lenient is soon exploited. A person who always forgives is soon despised. In contrast, a firm decision, though painful, may prevent greater tragedy. Machiavelli held, better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. Ruthlessness here means decisiveness, cutting away harm. Like a surgeon who must operate to save a patient, you must coldly remove threats to safeguard the greater good. In life, this means ending toxic relationships, dismissing destructive employees, or saying no even when it hurts. If you fail to be ruthless at the right moment, the price later will be far higher. Principle 7, the art of image. In the world of power, reality matters, but image often matters more. People do not act based on truth but on their perception of truth. Thus, Machiavelli emphasized the importance of shaping and protecting one's image. Image is not deception, but armor against judgment. If you are seen as strong, people are cautious. If you are seen as honest, they trust you. With a good image, your goals come more easily. The key is controlling your own narrative. Do not let others define you. Create impressions from the start. A little mystery, a touch of pride, a hint of generosity, all can be tools. In today's era, where social media amplifies everything, this art is critical. Every word, every act can become public image. Choose your appearances wisely. In the long game, perception often matters more than truth. Principle 8, always stay proactive. In war, whoever controls the pace gains advantage. In life, too, if you only react, you remain subordinate. Machiavelli advised the wise to create situations, not merely wait for them. Proactivity brings two great benefits. First, it lets you control the field. By initiating, you're already one step ahead. Second, it shapes an image of leadership. Others see you as a guide, not a follower. Proactivity is not rashness. It is careful preparation, keen observation, and striking at the right time. The reactive act out of fear. The proactive act from vision. In personal life, proactively learn instead of waiting for opportunities. Proactively build relationships instead of waiting for others. Proactively change when needed instead of waiting for crisis. Only when you hold the wheel can you steer your life. Principle 9, create uncertainty. Humans crave certainty. Yet precisely because of this, they grow complacent when things become predictable. Machiavelli taught, uncertainty itself is power. When people cannot guess your actions, they tread carefully. When they cannot foresee your reaction, they must keep respect. Conversely, if you always act predictably, they easily manipulate you. Uncertainty is not chaos but strategy. You do not act randomly but deliberately remain unpredictable. At times silent, at times fierce, at times gentle, this mystery keeps you above others. In life, do not let people read you too easily. Keep some mystery, so your presence always stirs both curiosity and caution. In the game of power, the one who makes others keep guessing always holds the upper hand. Principle 10, become the invisible force. The strongest are not the loud, always on stage. The strongest are those behind the curtains, quietly pulling strings. Invisible power is the most enduring. Show too much, and you become a target. But when you stay behind while holding influence, you avoid envy yet retain control. Others may think you are minor, but you are the axis of the machine. To become invisible power, build influence rather than just position. control information, networks, relationships. That is true power. When you vanish yet things still run to your rhythm, when unseen yet everyone feels your impact, then you have attained ultimate power. In life, this means, care less for titles, more for competence. Do not rush to be everywhere, instead, choose appearances so each has weight. True power does not lie in the spotlight but in shaping outcomes without display. At first glance, these 10 principles may appear ruthless. But in truth, they do not urge us to be evil, they urge us to be clear-eyed. Life is unfair, humans are contradictory. If naive, we will be crushed. But if we see essence, master ourselves, and apply these principles, we not only survive, we stand tall and strong. Machiavelli teaches, power is not only for ruling but for self-protection, to avoid being swept away in chaos. With knowledge, discipline, observation, patience, and a touch of unpredictability, you become undefeatable. And above all, when you learn to be the invisible force, you realize a great truth: true power needs no display. It lives in every choice you make, every step you take, and in the silence no one can ever shake.
Thank you for watching until the end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to watch more interesting videos.